Kenneth Gabrielson is my grandpa. This is him currently. He is 78 years old and lives in Wichita, Kansas. This is him at age 1. He was born in Lindsborg, Kansas in 1936. He lived on a family farm that had been passed down for generations. It was first owned by Gabrielsons in 1874. Here are his grandparents, Hannah and August Gabrielson. Hannah, on the right, was born in Sweden. She came to the U.S. when she was only 7 years old. Hannah was an orphan, but was able to go to elementary school until the 2nd grade. She later became a housekeeper. Here are Kenneth's parents, Wesley and Evelyn Gabrielson. Kenneth moved to the farm with his family in May of 1943. He was 6 years old. Kenneth would live here until he finished college. Here's a picture of my grandpa with his father, Wes. They would catch coyote pups and take them to McPherson, Kansas, where they would get $2.50 for each one. He has many memorable experiences living on the farm.
When we first grade, we would walk to school. Most of the time it was 3/4 of a mile. Berlin was in the 5th grade, and I was in the 1st grade. And when the weather's bad, Dad would take us. Sometimes it was with the roads were muddy. He would take us in a lumber wagon pulled by a team of horses. And I remember doing that a few times.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was different. A lot different.
A lot different. He attended a one-room country school 3 miles west of Roxbury, Kansas, which is just outside of Lindsborg. He would later attend a larger school for elementary school. This is a picture of him with his 11 other classmates that were enrolled at the same time.
When I started elementary school, there was no electricity. There was no plumbing. There was one big stove in the middle of the schoolhouse. So the teacher got to sweep the floors and put wood in the furnace or the stove, and it was
That's what
very basic. Outhouse out in the back of the building. It was. We never did have indoor plumbing for restrooms in any of the 8 years. We did get electricity. We did get propane, so we had better heat.
Oh.
But it was pretty basic. Yeah, totally different than what you're used to.
During high school, Kenneth played football and basketball. As you can see, he is always the first one in line when taking group basketball pictures. He was always the tallest. After finishing high school, Kenneth went to college at Bethany College in the town of Lindsborg. He continued to play football and basketball at the collegiate level. At Bethany College, Kenneth received a secondary education degree in business. He got his first teaching job in Cawker City, Kansas. He would go on to serve 6 months in the National Guard, and once he returned, he went to Emporia State University to get his master's. After receiving his master's, Kenneth went on to teach in El Dorado, Kansas. This is where he met his wife, Shirley, who was also a teacher there. They got married in 1961 and had 2 children, Shurston and my dad, Nils. After being in El Dorado, Kenneth was a counselor in Marysville, Kansas, and later a middle school counselor at John Marshall Junior High and a counselor at Heights High School and Northwest High School, all which are located in Wichita, Kansas. After retiring, he went on to be a coordinator of placement at Wichita State University. With this position, he placed student teachers at schools around the area. He had this position for 3 years. His journey all started at the small country Kansas farm. This farm is still standing today. What is crazy to believe is this picture was taken over 50 years ago. Where you see land in the lower section of the picture, right in front of the line of trees, is now where I-35 runs. You can see this house and barn as you drive along I-35, just 20 miles or so outside of Salina. Kenneth had over 30 years of service in the education profession, all which took place in Kansas. He touched the lives of many, whether he was their teacher, counselor, coordinator, co-worker, friend, or even his own family members. He's a very special and powerful Kansas voice.